Here it comes! From the 444RR Studios in Maryland, it's The Talk Is Right, the only UCast with game shows, magic, and more. And now, here's the star of The Talk Is Right, 444RR.
All right, everybody, it's time for the next episode of The Talk Is Right. It is November 21st, and it is our Thanksgiving show. Thanksgiving's tomorrow. I'm sure somebody must have told you. It means a lot of people are going to be traveling today or going to the grocery store. If you're not traveling, you're going to go to the grocery store to cook. It's going to be really crowded today at the grocery stores. Thank goodness I did my shopping earlier this week. Let me tell you, though, most people are paying with debit cards, but I've noticed that checks have started to become more popular with a lot of people. And that's really not pretty when you're standing in line. Instantly, when somebody pays with a check, half of the line moves over to another register, and half the people that stay go, because they don't like checks, because you have to watch the people take out their ledger, put on their glasses and their powdered wig, and dip their quill pen in the ink. Then they have to write their ledger. Oh, on this day in the year 100 score of the 12, I proclaim the ledger is legal tender. Then they have to write out longhand the $19 50/over 100 and do the little swoosh. What is that little swoosh at the end of their checks? What does it do? They go swoosh. Then they have to rip the check out of the book, and it in turn rips off the date. And anytime there's a mistake on the check and you have to rewrite a spot, you have to initial it. It's like every bank teller in the world's going to know our initials. Then they have to balance their checkbook right in front of you, which they can't do at home. And it just holds up the entire line. Even cash is becoming obsolete now, because I handed the cashier a $20 bill. The cashier's holding it up to the light, sniffing it, licking it, make sure it's real. It's like giving an iPhone to a baby. And even math is becoming obsolete with tellers at a register, because I give the teller a $20 bill. The total's $19.50. The cashier's like, okay, total is $19.50. And you gave me a $20 bill, and let's see, your change is going to be 50 cents back. Here you go. And then sometimes that's even too hard to punch in the numbers into the register, so you have the change that comes out of that little chute and goes into the little cup and swirls around. That's lovely. I get 38 cents back, but I have to stick my hand in the petri dish of germs. That's phenomenal. So the thing I'm trying to say is this Thanksgiving, when you're out there doing your, if you're still doing your grocery shopping, try not to get too stressed out with people writing checks or having to stick your hand in the petri dish of germs. All right, let's move on to the game show news. All right, there's a lot of game show news to report about this week. I'm going to get right into it. First thing I want to report about is The Price is Right. You might remember former model Brandy Cochran. She was a model back in the Barker era and a little bit in the Drew Carey era. Well, in March 2012, before March 2012, she was fired from the show by the producers at the time. Back in March 2012, though, she was suing Fremantle, CBS, and The Price is Right, claiming producers insulted her when she was pregnant and later fired her for going on disability for having a miscarriage. Well, she sued Fremantle, CBS, and The Price is Right, and she has won her court case, winning $775,000 in damages, and she could get potentially more if the producers are found to have acted within malicious intent. So if the producers have acted with malicious intent, she might get even more, according to US Weekly. So I don't really know how I feel about this. I mean, I think it's great, especially that if she was fired for having a miscarriage and taking that time off for getting fired. So that's what I've been worried about. That's what I've really been worried about, because with every model, it seems like being pregnant on The Price is Right now, Gwendolyn and Rachel, I hope I don't see any of them get fired. But with this lawsuit coming on, I think it's not going to I don't think the model's going to get fired for being pregnant, which I do miss Brandy, because I liked her. She was a great model on the show. I wish she was still around. But, I really wish Lanisha was around, too. Lanisha was one of my favorite models, too. I liked her. I liked Lanisha. I like Brandy, and I like the four models I really liked on the show were Brandy, Lanisha, Gwendolyn, and Rachel. Those are my four favorite models. Nothing against Manuela and Amber. They're great, too, but I think those are my four favorite. All right, now we're moving on. Let's speak to GSM. Now, GSN, first of all, is having a marathon this week for Thanksgiving. Today, you can watch my last show to see what the marathon is. I think today is Beat the Chefs. A lot of people have been upset because Beat the Chefs is coming back on. It's just going to be for today. That's it. Just going to be for Thanksgiving week. Then they're going to take it back off the air. Okay. GSN for New Year's and Christmas are going to mix some classics with some modern hits. Monday, December 24th. First the festivities will begin on Sunday, December 23rd, beginning at 3 p.m. and running all the way until midnight. All 9 episodes of the first season of American Bible Challenge will air in order. So that should be pretty exciting. If you missed any of the episodes, December 23rd, watch the American Bible Challenge. Honestly, they shouldn't have done the American Bible Challenge on December 23rd. It should have been on Christmas Eve because Christmas, Bible kind of goes together, but whatever. Monday, December 24th, we'll see even longer marathon. The network will air 10 hours of Minute to Win It. Guy Fieri's stunt show will air from 8 all the way until 6. So that's going to be a really big marathon. The biggest surprise is possibly the show, probably the show they've chosen for Christmas Day marathon. Even though it has been, sorry, I'm having the worst time today speaking. Sorry. Even though the show has been pre-10 a.m. slots for many, many months now, GSN will air Match Game for 9 hours, signing on at 8 a.m. and going all the way to 5 p.m. This will likely please many of the fans who don't think the classic programs get a lot of play or respect on the current lineup. The original Match Game will actually have premiered that week 50 years ago. So it's going to be pretty cool. Another set of programs getting some respect, of the Pyramid programs, both classic and modern. Appropriately, New Year's Eve, Monday, December 23rd, will be very heavy with the word game classics. 11 hours of $25,000 Pyramid and the $100,000 Pyramid will be on the schedule from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's 22 episodes hosted by the true master of New Year's Eve ceremonies, Dick Clark, who passed away earlier this year, as you know. After the classic marathon will be 5 hours of GSN's The Pyramid, going all the way until midnight. Closing out the marathon season on New Year's Day is 10 hours of Deal or No Deal, airing from 8 to 6 on Tuesday, January 1st. Also, GSN will indeed be airing select episodes of What's My Line and I've Got a Secret starting December 17th. The beloved programs from the 50s and 60s will air weeknights at 2 a.m. and 2:30 Eastern Time. So the duration of that is not known yet, but it's going to be pretty exciting. Expected to be no more than 2 weeks. So this is going to be pretty exciting to see some classics and even some moderns on GSN. Okay. I'm going to post the link down below for this, but we got a nice little Thanksgiving treat here for you at the Talk is Right. As I reported about earlier, December 10th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time sees the premiere of the White Elephant Game Show Take It All starring Howie Mandel. Well, in the description down below, I'm going to post the poster for NBC's Take It All and the first set picture from NBC's Take It All. It's got Howie Mandel standing on the set of NBC's Take It All. So this should be a pretty exciting game show. I'm really excited to see this. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm really excited. Okay, a quick little ratings report, and Wheel of Fortune has a household rating for the week of November 5th of 7.0, improving 0.4 of a point over the previous week. And also, Jeopardy improved, gaining 0.4 over the previous week with a household rating of 6.4. Family Feud seems to be breaking decades-old records every week, or every other week, as this set of data is no different. They again have broken viewership records from the Ray Combs era of the show, earning a 4.6 household rating and over 6.7 million viewers. So that's pretty exciting. That's very, very exciting. Family Feud just seems to rise and rise and rise. Okay. Now, I I have kind of a show return to tell you guys about. If you guys remember the show Robot Wars on BBC or on Comedy Central, it was BattleBots, where two robots fought in this arena. It is kind of going to come back. Entertainment Weekly has revealed that February 26th, a new sci-fi show called Robot Combat League debuts. And RCL will be hosted by WWE star, musician, actor, and former Downfall host on ABC. Remember Downfall when they were on top of the building and the prizes fell off the end? Chris Jericho. And the show is going to kind of be like BattleBots and the the Robot Wars on BBC, where two robots fight. And there's a picture of it online. If you go to Entertainment Weekly and type in Robot Combat League, you can see two giant robots fighting, just like on BattleBots. I'm not sure if they're going to be like, I think it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be kind of be like the original kind of thing. But they're actually going to be these free, tall, standing robots. They're not going to be these little machines. They're going to be actual full-size robots. So it's going to be kind of cool to see this. I'm not sure really what it's going to be, as in, like, I don't know how it's going to work out, but I'm going to watch it because it looks pretty good. Sci-Fi does a lot of really good programming. This should be no different. I like a lot of sci-fi shows. I like Hollywood Treasure with Joe Manalina, where they go and look for Hollywood movie props and memorabilia. And I also like Factor Faked and Destination Truth with Josh Gabes. I think that's his name, Josh Gabes. But I like a lot of the sci-fi programming. All right, and one other thing I want to report about is Family Feud. Link for this will be down below as well. It's a video on Family Feud's YouTube channel. It's called Can She Do It? And I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it's a fast money round. And the first player gets 54 points. And that's all I'm going to say. Watch the video. You can also go right to Family Feud's YouTube channel to watch it. But I'm not going to actually tell you what happens. I'm just going to tell you the first player gets 54 points. All right, so that's the game show news for this week. We'll move into the Magic-related news coming up. All right, it's kind of a slow Magic news week this week, but I did want to talk about a few things. The first thing I wanted to talk about is the couple movies coming out in 2013. One is going to come out in March. It's called The Great and Powerful Oz. Now, everyone in the Magic community is really buzzing about this, but it looks really, really good. It's the prequel to the 1939 movie, and it's about the wizard before Dorothy comes. How he gets to Oz, what Oz is like before Dorothy comes, why the wizard wants Dorothy to destroy the Wicked Witch of the West, all this stuff, and even what life was like in Kansas before he goes to Oz. So it looks like a really, really good movie. I recommend going to see it. The trailer looks awesome. Go check the trailer out on YouTube. It's called The Great and Powerful Oz. Another movie coming out in 2013 stars Jesse Eisenberg. You might remember him from The Social Network. He is in a new movie called Now You See Me. It's going to be about three magicians who pull off a bank heist. It looks really, really good, and people in the Magic community are buzzing about this movie as well. It looks like a really good movie. They pull off, I think, the whole premise. I don't have the actual synopsis of the movie with me, but I think I remember hearing it's going to be about during a magic show, these three magicians pull off a bank heist. So it looks really, really good. And the trailer looks really good, too. And I hear Jesse Eisenberg is wonderful in it. So I recommend going to see that as well. Another Magic movie coming out in 2013 is The Incredible Burt Wonderstone, starring Steve Carell. This one looks awesome, too. This one, we have no trailer for it, though. We have no really synopsis about what it is. But the movie is going to star Steve Carell, so I'm sure it's going to be hilarious. And if you go type in The Incredible Burt Wonderstone in, like, Google, you'll see his costume. He even looks hilarious in his costumes. Go check that one out. That's coming out in 2013. I think that one's coming out late in 2013. But we also know Mason Cook. You might know his name. He's a child actor. He was on that sneak peek of the Munsters on ABC, but NBC. But he also has done a couple other things too. I think he was in that Dolphin Tale movie. He's going to play young Burt Wonderstone. He said that on Ellen DeGeneres. He was on a couple weeks ago, and he talked about Burt Wonderstone. He actually had to learn magic for this movie, so that's pretty cool. And Steve Carell had to learn some magic, too. Also, if you live in Maryland, you might have seen this commercial, but you haven't probably. I live in Maryland, and our Maryland Lottery is doing this new promotion called 5-Card Cash. It's kind of it's a lottery game where you buy a ticket and they have playing cards on them, and you try to, and they'll draw playing cards each night, and you try, or every other night or something like that. And if your cards match, just like a Powerball or a Mega Millions ticket, if your cards match, then you win the jackpot, I think it is. But why I'm talking about this in the magic-related news is because Andre Jake is actually in the commercial. He is a magician for Theory 11, which is a magic website. Yeah, they do some pretty cool stuff on there. And he does some cardistry. Cardistry is where you do like flourishes and different kind of fancy things with your deck of cards. You kind of like do like flourishes, like one-handed cuts and things like that with your deck. And he does really cool flourishes in this 5-Card Cash commercial. It's really cool. You can check it out on YouTube. It's called 5-Card Cash Maryland Lottery. Go check that out as well. And you can see the 5-Card Cash. Okay. Now, the final thing I want to talk about was the new magic show that I'm going to be doing on my channel. I talked about this last week. Last week was the last week for reviewing a magic trick, because I'm actually going to do a new magic show on my channel, which is going to be where I review a magic trick in great detail, and I perform it and all this great stuff. This is still going to be in the works. I don't really know kind of what I want to do for it yet. I think what I'm going to actually end up doing is doing a spoof of Magic Geek's Geek Report. If you haven't checked it out, go type in Magic Geek and Geek Report. And I'm going to kind of do something kind of like that. I think that's what I'm going to kind of do for my new magic show. So it's going to be something like the Geek Report. I don't have a name for it yet, but we're going to find out what it is later. Okay, so that's going to be it for this week on the Talk is Right. I think that's going to be it. I don't think I have anything else this week. I'm checking. I have notes on my note cards and on my computer, so I'm trying to make sure I didn't leave anything out. I don't think so. So that's going to be it for the Talk is Right this week then. I just wanted to say, if you're traveling for Thanksgiving, which I know some people are, if you're traveling, stay safe out there. We'll get your destination safe and all that stuff. And also, have a happy Thanksgiving. Try not to eat too much food. I know I'll probably overdo it, but just try not to, because you'll feel like poop the next day or even that night. And also, if you're going to be out on Black Friday for all the great deals and discounts at all the box stores and retail stores, stay safe out there too. We have these crazy people here in Maryland. Last night on the news, that's what I want to talk about. Last night on the news, they had a uncle and nephew who have been camped out in front of Best Buy down in Virginia since Monday. So they've been camped out since Monday, and they're going to be there till Black Friday in front of this Best Buy. That's dedication. You really want those deals and discounts. The nephew said he's going to get a Wii U, so that's why he's standing in line. He wants a Wii U. And speaking of the Wii U, one of my YouTube friends, Reeser11, well, he's not really my friend. I don't know him too well, but I'm subscribed to him, has recently got a Wii U. So congratulations to Reeser11. Speaking of the Wii U, I don't think I'm going to get one, probably. I don't think I'm going to get a Wii U just because they're so expensive. Maybe I'll wait till the price drops. I'll probably get it like in 2 or 3 years, but I'm not going to get one now. I know. I didn't even get a Wii when they first came out. It took me like 2 years after the Wii came out for me to actually get one. So I'll probably wait for a couple years before I get the Wii U. But we'll see. Who knows? I might get one. You never know. Somebody might surprise me on Christmas and give me one. You never know. All right, so that's going to be it for the Talk is Right this week. Again, stay safe this week, guys. If you're traveling or if you're not, don't eat too much. Or stay safe if you're going out on Black Friday. I know our wonderful announcer, the Zachman18, told me when we were doing a live chat one day, he was like, I'm going to try to go to GameStop on Black Friday. More power to you. I refuse to work Black Friday. I work at a retail store, and I refuse to work Black Friday. I've always been off for Black Friday, and I refuse to work. It's too crazy. Our store opens up at 6. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk about was, can you believe like places like Walmart are opening at 8 on Thanksgiving, and the employees are starting saying they want to protest. So we'll see. Oh, and I want to give best wishes to Hostess. I know Hostess, the people who make Twinkies and ho-hos and ding-dongs and all that stuff, they're might not be making Twinkies anymore. Can you believe an America without Wonder Bread and Twinkies? Twinkies and Wonder Bread are as American as apple pie. I eat Wonder Bread all the time. I don't know what I'd do without Wonder Bread. I tell you. Hopefully the Hostess union problem can get solved, because what are we going to do without Wonder Bread? It's been an American staple for many, 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 many decades. So I don't know what we do without Wonder Bread. In the comments below, this is going to be your YouTube speaks for this week. In the comments below, what do you guys think about an America without no Wonder Bread? I know some people don't eat Wonder Bread. It's not their favorite brand. But if you eat Wonder Bread, what do you think of a United States of America that does not have Wonder Bread? So put your thoughts in the comments below. And again, guys, that's it. I'm going to stop talking because I'm starting to ramble. So a lot of people like when I say that. So stay safe this week, guys, and I will see you next week for The Talk is Right. Speaking of Talk is Right, next week, it's our last regular episode of The Talk is Right. Then we're getting into holiday-themed shows. I'm really excited about this, so I can't wait for our holiday-themed shows of The Talk is Right, and I will see you all next week.
The Talk is Right is sponsored by the following.
Rusty Brown's Ring Donut. Remember, when you go downtown, make sure you enjoy a Rusty Brown's Ring Donut.
This is the Zachman 18 speaking for The Talk is Right, a 444 RR production.